Alright, in this video I'm going to share with you two characters who are totally opposites. One is Pankaj Udhas, who's an Indian singer who died, I think, at the age of 72. Another one is Sting, who is an American wrestler. He didn't die, he's only 60 years old, 60 plus. He had his last wrestling match. I don't have access to my phone, so I don't know what is Sting's real name. Maybe I'll put it down there. So he retired. He had his last wrestling match in AEW. I'll share with you my thoughts on these two and why I'm sharing this video. First, let me start with that. Why am I sharing this video? See, I was born in 1977. So I'm a 80s baby. So, those days, TV, VCR, cassette player, stuff that if you're born today, you would not know what the hell is that. Telephone had a wire and you have to move the it'll go back. You don't know what I'm doing, but if you Google search, you'll find the computer had to be connected to a modem for internet. Nobody had 1 GB. Nobody had even 1 GB of space. We had 486? There was a computer called 486 or Pentium 1. My days, And the games that you could play, just Google search, you will not believe me if I tell you. There was just a dot on the screen. There was one slab here, one moving cursor here and here, and they would go up and down, and you could play tennis. Tick, 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 tick. That ball would go. So it would move up and down, So I grew up in that generation, man. A generation where the information, if you wanted information, you had to buy it's called, Google search this, Encyclopedia Britannica. A library of books, heavy, yeah? Maybe 40, 50 books. 40, 50 massive books of library books just to get information because there was no internet. Can you imagine living in a day and age with no internet? So if I had a doubt, for example, if I had a dog, different kinds of dogs, I wouldn't know from where to get that information. I would have to go to the library, drive and there buy a book or rent out a book or borrow a book and, okay, how many kinds of dogs are there? And that's how we used to get our information. So there was no internet, there was no computer. And so I grew up in those days and my parents used to watch Hindi movies. Amitabh Bachchan was a young man those days. We used to see him, dishum, bishum, all these sounds used to come when the hero would hit the villain. Okay. So one of the movies, there were some nice story-based movies. One of the movies was Naam, N-A-A-M, Naam. I think it's Naam, name or something, name of fame or whatever. And the actors, if I remember well, there was Nutan, a lady actress, very famous, who died. Then there was Sanjay Dutt. He's still alive. Now he's a druggie-based. He went into drugs and this and that. He had ups and downs in life. He's based in Dubai now. He does cheap gigs here and there. Sanjay Dutt. Then that time he was pretty young. I'm talking of 40 years or something. So, like 30 years or 35 years ago. And then I think the hero was Kumar Gaurav. I'm not too sure. He was like a good-looking guy. And the villain was, that villain was so memorable, yeah, so powerful. I still remember his dialogues. Prajal, no, what was his name? He's an incredible actor, incredible. I wish I could get his name right now. I'm so dying to know his name. Okay, I'll put his name in the comment section below. Okay, Paresh Agarwal, I think. Paresh Agarwal, if I'm not mistaken. Can't get his name. Okay, whatever his name was. One of the most powerful dialogues he gives in that movie, when he takes Sanjay Dutt, he's the villain, huh? So he takes at top of a tower, I think in Singapore, and he shows him there's a traffic. Remember, I watched this movie 30 plus years ago. I still remember it. It's so memorable. He shows Sanjay Dutt, who wants to join the underworld, who wants to join this guy. what his name was. Still trying to get his name. Okay, he shows him. He says, "This is a one-way street." Okay, this is a one-way street. You see the cars; they're only going one-way street. He says, if you can't turn the other way. If you go the other way, you'll get arrested, or you might die or something. So he says, this business that we are in is a one-way street. So very powerful dialogue. And then towards the ending, he grabs this guy the same way, and he tells him, you remember you showed me this is a one-way street. Good, because now I'm going to throw you down and you're not going to come back alive. It's going to be a one-way street or something like that. Okay, so very, very powerful movie. But in this movie, there was a singer. His name is Pankaj Udhas. And man, the song that he sang was called Chitti Aayi Hai. Chitti Aayi Hai means the letter has come. Okay, it's a Indian song. You might not like it. If you're not very much into Hindi songs, you'll find it silly. But Indians, especially the old timers, they would like it. It's Chitti Aayi Hai means a letter has come from home. And for some reason, that song resonated with all the people, because a lot of Indians in the 80s were going to the Gulf and were going abroad, which was a new concept in India. And we used to write letters. There was no email, there was no internet. We used to write letters through postal service that would take 2 weeks to reach, and then 2 weeks for a reply to come back. So it would take 4 weeks. Imagine 1 month to send an email. Can you believe that? And get a response. So in his song, what it states is, I'm waiting for that letter, and he makes it very emotional and very touching, and people cry when they hear this song. Okay. So that made him a global superstar for Indians, and he became an overnight kind of a success. I don't know if he had any more hits after that, but that was the song I fondly remember. So the reason I'm bringing this up is, for someone you grew up with who had such a powerful impact, such an amazing movie. I mean, to hear that he died, I was like, oh, bloody hell, man. Wow. I sent a message to my sister, because we grew up watching this movie. So I said, can you believe he is dead? And then we're like, yeah, what is happening? And then, we just conclude by saying, every person we grew up watching has died. What an end of an era. Those were the words we said. And it kind of dawns on you that we are indeed getting old. Okay, so that was one bit. Then the second one was Sting. I told you about this WWE wrestler. Now, like how I told you, in the 80s, we grew up watching wrestling. And those days, we used to think, at least me, and if people of my generation of the 80s, we used to think wrestling was real. It is actually real. Like that fighting is real, because they would cut themselves with a blade. Now we know it's called blading, where it's fake. It's kayfabe. Kayfabe means you're putting on an act. So we would think, oh, it's a good guy versus bad guy. Hulk Hogan is a good guy. Iron Sheik is from Iran. He's a bad guy, even though he's American. Oh, he gets his superpowers in the ring, and they're fighting. And so we used to always think they were real. In fact, in USA, where these fights used to be staged, the public used to think that this guy is from Iran, or this, one character, Volsov or something like that, he was Russian. He would portray he's Russian. He would wear Russian outfit. He's actually American or Canadian. They would think that he's actually Russian. He's coming to attack USA. And they would even stand outside the stadium or where the show is to try to kill them, because they thought it was real. So it was those days where they kept their trade secrets. Today we have mobile phones and you can show live videos, and we know it's not real. And the internet anyway shares all this information. So those days we used to think it's real. So for people like me who love to see larger than life characters, Hulk Hogan and superheroes, and we thought, this was all real. And remember, those days there were movies like Knight Rider. I want you to search this so you'll know what I'm talking about. Knight Rider, then there was Airwolf, which is a helicopter that goes very fast and shoots all weapons. Knight Rider, Airwolf, Street Hawk, a scooter, a bike that goes super fast. That was its superpowers, going fast. Then there was A-Team, which became like a military kind of a movie. It's even a latest movie where they made it A-Team. You need to just watch the intro, outro. And they had great soundtracks. So, in all this, there was WCW, World Championship Wrestling, I think. Yeah. Hope that's the right name. So, Sting was one of the heroes there. Okay, competing company of WWE. Sting, then you had Goldberg. These are all characters. And obviously, they were, promoted in US. We didn't get any of the, we didn't get to see, at least I didn't get to see all these wrestlers and the wrestling matches because we thought only WWE was there. But later on in life, I saw Sting and Hollywood Hogan. He changed his name. Diesel, Razor Ramon, whatever they changed their names to. Now, if you're not a wrestler, whatever I'm saying will go over your head. But if you're a wrestler, you'll be wrestling fan, you'll know what I'm saying. The point is, we grew up watching these characters. We grew up watching these incredible entertainers give us years of their life to entertain us. Jumping in the ring, falling in the ring. They gave us great storylines where we would eagerly tune into the TV just to see what is next, who's fighting whom, who won, who lost. And, they would have twists and turns in the story. So to know that this guy, who I grew up watching, was so muscular like a god, and his character was formed by Brandon Lee, that was Bruce Lee's son, from that movie The Crow. So he took on that persona of Sting. And, he had a finishing move which was like Bret Hart's move, that was the death clutch. It was the sharpshooter with the iconic baseball bat and the painted face. So, to know that he is finally retiring, he came to WWE. I don't know why did they make him lose. They gave a very bad storyline where he lost to Triple H. They shouldn't have done that. They should have made him go as a winner. I was very upset when Sting lost to Triple H as a storyline. They should have made him a winner. I guess WWE and Triple H, their egos were too big. And they wanted to show our brand is superior to yours. That's why Sting never joined them. No? So, for him to have his last match, and now he's going to retire like Bret Hart, like all the rest. Hulk Hogan is not yet retired, man. What the hell? So, even Ric Flair. Oh, bloody hell, Ric Flair is 80 or something, and he's just got married and all that. What nonsense is he doing? The reason why they keep wrestling is because they didn't take care of their finances. They are in deep debt. They have to pay loans to their ex-wives and court cases. And so even at the age of 60, where their bodies are completely destroyed, Hulk Hogan has multiple plates on his lower back, no? You should see that photograph. It's very, you'll see holes on his back with metal plates and screws and all that. He has destroyed himself with that move of his where he jumps from up and lands on his bum, Python drop, his leg. So imagine just jumping and landing on your ass 24/7 for years and years, your disc, your lower back gets affected, right? So he fought his last match. And that again made me realize, sheesh, end of an era. We're getting old. What's happening? Anyway, this video is nothing but a tribute to people like these who my generation grew up watching. Whether it is an Indian film actor, or director, or actress, or it's an American actor, actress, or they had an impact in our lives. If nothing else, at least they brought smiles and joys to us, And it's sad that we see them get old. But that's the order of things. That's father time. That is life. That is reality. And so you can only watch them bow and give their last respects, and for us to give them our love and admiration, even if they don't know. But deep down for us to say thank you, So that's why I made this video, and I thought I'll share it with you. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm not sure if you know both these characters, but if you're one of those Indians who has seen both these characters, or either one, give me your thoughts, man. Let me know. What do you think? And like they say, end of an era. We're all getting old. So for whatever it's worth, Sting will never watch this video. But Sting, if you were watching, thank you for everything. And Mr. Pankaj Udhas, sir, if there's a soul and if there's a heaven, may your soul rest in peace. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.